I'm really interested, and we've got lots of business leaders and people who run teams and manage and lead teams on this call. And of course, as I was explaining to you, I'm coming to you from Bangkok today, and I delivered Unleash Your Strengths with high performance teams in Indonesia, Dubai, Australia, the UK, and I'm in Istanbul and Dubai again next week, doing strengths with teams. So it's something that's catching on, but it is still a challenge, isn't it? So when you look at the data around the world, how many people actually are getting up and thinking about what's right with them as opposed to focusing on weaknesses?
Yeah, I think globally we're looking at, some 20 million that have done this, and the pace slowed a bit during the pandemic, but it's picked back up again. So we're getting back to about 2 million a year. That seemed to be the pre-pandemic pace. We're kind of back to that, not completely, but we're getting there. In that, certainly, and it's this part's fairly anecdotal, but the messages to my inbox, the questions I get through Facebook Messenger, the communications I have online, emails, messages on Facebook or on YouTube, have doubled or tripled just even in the last 6 months. And so there's just a lot of traction. Mick, I think the interesting part is the messages I get from the US audience have stayed about the same, but it's the international, for me, the international. You always have to realize, international is kind of based on your own location, right? For me, the international audience has grown tremendously. And so I'm getting more queries, I'm getting more emails, I'm getting more contact from folks in India, right? Australia, Japan. We now have 7 non-English versions of Called to Coach, which is something we've just developed in the last year. So you think Chinese, Japanese, Spanish, French, German, Portuguese, and now Arabic just came online. All of a sudden you start to see a different view of it to actually be, and I produce those. Some of them I'm on, some of them I'm just the producer for them. But you really begin, I've gotten to have really good contact with the international flavor of this, and to listen to the conversation in another language. I use Microsoft Translator for that. So route that through a live translator. So I'm reading what's going on. It's not always perfect, but it gets me close enough. It's really, have really begun to feel, Mick, the kind of the international push on this, which is exciting, right? This is what we had intended 9 years ago when we started it, and it's very US centric for a lot of years. But it's really becoming an international movement.
Yeah, for us, even for us as an organization, we've delivered over 7,000 strengths assessments now in organizations with individuals all over the world. Teams and individuals is something that's really exciting for us as a team. We're explicitly strengths based.